Welcome to Simply Happy Conversations, a podcast that teaches you how to create a clutter-free, functional and simply happy life. I'm Narelle King, a professional organiser who supports families with practical steps to simplify their lives and create a more organised home. I'm passionate about supporting neurodivergent families and individuals like myself. Do you like the idea of selling your items on a secondhand site, but are discouraged by the number of steps, the time and the effort required, the inconvenience of maybe shipping or meeting up, and even just privacy concern? Selling your secondhand pre-loved items is a practical and rewarding way to manage belongings and contribute to a more sustainable and connected world. Today on the podcast, I'm going to provide you with clear guidelines on selling your secondhand and pre-loved items. Thanks for joining me for today's solo episode, where I'm going to be sharing some advice on selling your secondhand and pre-loved items and also make you aware of the benefits of selling secondhand. So there's several factors that I know that discourage people from selling secondhand, and I hear them regularly. The process of sorting through items, cleaning them up, taking photos, writing a description, managing the listing, and that is definitely one of the most overwhelming parts, can be really time consuming and really tedious. People often have a sentimental attachment to their belongings, and this makes it really difficult to part with them, even if they no longer need them. And then there's the reverse. Some people may feel that their items are not valuable enough to be worth the effort of selling. They value their time. Their time is worth more than possibly that item. The uncertainty about where and how to sell the items definitely can be a barrier. Many people are actually unfamiliar with online platforms and local selling options. I actually do a lot of coaching when I'm with some of my clients on how to use things like Facebook Marketplace and also how to join the Facebook groups that you can then sell through as well. And the final reason people are discouraged from selling secondhand is that arranging the shipping or meeting buyers in person can be inconvenient and sometimes really daunting, especially if you don't want people coming to your house. You don't want to be sharing maybe your personal information or meeting strangers, like you've put yourself in a risky situation. Worrying about being scammed is definitely something that you have to be really mindful of. And if you've dealt with dishonest people in the past, you're going to be more wary about selling your secondhand items. What are the benefits of selling our items secondhand? Well, we're going to earn money from the items you no longer need and fund new purchases. I assisted a client recently to get rid of some gardening equipment, lawnmower, a whippersnipper that she no longer needs. And she was going to be putting the money towards some actual outdoor blinds so that she could go outside and her kids could be out there on days when it was a bit cooler as well. So having a goal about what you're going to use that money can be something that really motivates you to sell your things secondhand. The next reason is it's going to help you reduce clutter in your home, creating a more organised and stress-free living environment. It's going to promote sustainability by extending the life of the items, reducing waste, landfill, and lowering the demand of new products. It's also going to provide affordable options for people who may not be able to buy new things. You definitely gain a sense of accomplishment and relief from letting go of items that you no longer use, but someone else can actually use. It's really contributing to that circular economy by keeping items in use and reducing the overall environmental footprint and consumption of resources that we need to be thinking about and trying to reserve. So selling your secondhand pre-loved items is a practical and rewarding way to manage our belongings and contribute to a more sustainable and connected world. I'm going to now share clear guidelines so that you can consider selling your secondhand and pre-loved items. I'm going to share 4 guidelines when selling your secondhand and pre-loved items. So number 1 is prepare the item. It's a great idea to clean it and maybe restore the item, especially if it's got a broken part that's easy for you to fix. The next thing is taking photos. And you want to really showcase the features. So, for example, if it's a bike you're selling, you want to take photos up close of the tires, the handlebars, the gears, and then the whole overview of the bike. Just thinking about also what items are around the item in the photo. I try to use a white background if I can, or I'll take it outside for something like a bike and it's on grass. If it's something like clothing, I may lie it on a bed with a white or a dark background, depending on the item's color, or also hanging it. So you could do both. I find that that just gives people a better view of the item. You also want to make sure your photos are clear and in daylight. It's going to give the colors are going to be looking more like they actually are than if it's dark and it's at nighttime. Number 2 guideline is pricing. Research similar items to determine what the competitive pricing is. Look up the retail price. So check both the active listings and the sold listings. This is going to help you to get a sense of what price buyers are willing to pay, to then be able to set what price you're willing to actually sell it for. Consider things like brand, condition, and then the demand. An item I see all the time that still is in demand are cube units, in particular the IKEA ones. They hold their value for resale. I've even seen a resurgence of furniture, hardwood furniture, and the price of that has gone up in the last 2 years. People are valuing the actual durability of the wood furniture compared to flat packs. A high-end brand, an item in a new condition can fetch a high price, especially if you're willing to post it, in particular clothing, because there's people that live remotely. They're willing to pay for the postage. So make sure that you communicate the brand and the condition in your description and whether you're happy to post or it's pickup only. So monitor your listings performance and adjust the price if it's not getting any attention at all. You may even need to adjust your description and put a little bit more information in it, but just be flexible and willing to lower the price if necessary. Number 3 is choosing the right platform. So there's several platforms that you can sell for secondhand items. So compare the different selling platforms and then look at the target audience and who you're trying to sell for. So there's so many different platforms, but like there's eBay, there's Craigslist, there's Facebook Marketplace, there's Poshmark and Depop, which is a great one for young sort of teenage young adult clothing. My kids both put their things on there, but also buy clothes from there regularly. And just look at the pros and cons of each platform before you decide which one you're going to use. And you can maybe be able to cross-list the items on multiple platforms. I really like on Facebook Marketplace that you can join lots of different groups and then you can post it on up to 10 groups. So for example, if you're selling musical instruments, looking for groups that specifically sell instruments and are looking for those things, there are groups for everything. There's groups for Beanie Boos. There's groups for disability aids. There is groups for anything you're trying to sell. There are groups also for brands of clothing. So if you've got a particular item you want to sell, you can look up and see if there is a group, and you then are reaching one market that's all looking for that particular brand. And the final part is the communication and transaction. Are you going to allow price negotiation? And just have that in your mind straight away, because you're going to be asked to lower prices. And it's okay for you to stand strong and say, no, there's no way I'm lowering the price. Then also thinking about how you're going to ensure safe and secure transaction with the item. One thing I like to do if it's a cheap item that I'm selling is to leave it on my deck, just put the money under our doormat, especially if it's under $20. When there's items I can't donate, I then will list them on Marketplace. I found though, if I list it for free, I will have up to sort of 50 or 60 messages. So to manage that, sometimes I will put just $5, $10 on it. I'm going to have a reduced amount of people asking me questions, and those people are generally going to be interested in the item. The other thing I know that some of my clients do is they select a convenient and secure location, like a shopping centre car park, and they've done their exchanges there, and they've done it during daylight hours as well. Another thing to consider is if you're posting your items, that you can actually order satchels here in Australia online like a packet of 10 and they send them to your home. And then you can actually go into our posting, Australia Post, and you can actually pay for it online. And then you print out the little slip with the address and the postage paid for, and then you can go and put it straight in your post box. So that means that you avoid having to go to a post office at all. This might be the small step to help you overcome that barrier of the thought of trying to move those things and going to a post office. And don't forget to review the Facebook Marketplace if that's what you're using, or Gumtree or eBay, their policies and guidelines before you list your items, because there's certain items you cannot list on these places. So let me just go over those guidelines again. Number 1, prepare the item, thinking about cleaning, photos, and what you're going to write in your description and any features that you might need to add in there. Also, something I forgot to mention in there is you can also add tags on Facebook Marketplace. If it's a particular brand, you can add that in your tag. You can add multiple tags, which means that it's going to make it more searchable for other people looking for that item. Number 2 is pricing. So just looking at what people are paying for it, what its recommended retail is, and what you're happy to actually accept. Number 3 is choosing the right platform where you're going to list to resell your item. And number 4 is thinking about the communication and the transaction, how you're going to deliver the item and how you're going to receive payment. Is it cash only? I hope by sharing the benefits about selling your secondhand and pre-loved items and these 4 guidelines that you're more willing to try. Thanks for listening to Simply Happy Conversations. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Simply Happy conversation. If you're looking for a safe place to sell or donate your no longer needed items, then come join the Simply Happy organisation Facebook group. You'll also find storage solution ideas, organising hacks and tips, and makeovers to provide accountability and motivation for you to get started in your home. Head to Facebook and join the Simply Happy organisation Facebook group today. I'd like to acknowledge the Wathaurong people of the Kulin Nation on which this podcast is recorded as the traditional custodians of the land. I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging.